What's up, guys? This is Andy and Pat. You're about to listen to a very, very good episode of Drag the Lake. We forgot to mention this in the intro, but look for the timestamps. You guys see the topics that we're talking about. Look for the timestamps. If you don't want to hear us ramble about some shit here and there, you can jump to a different part of the episode. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Here's the episode. We love you. Bye-bye. Welcome to another episode of Drag the Lake. I'm your host, Andy Malafrino, with your other host,
Pat George.
doing it well.
Yeah.
I plan these intros ahead. Welcome to Drag the Lake, the very best in talking about heavy music and heavy adjacent music. Is that a good lead in to let the people know?
Wow. Yeah,
What? Doing it
wow.
But yes, two comedians, very funny, very handsome, very physically fit. We talk about heavy music and things in that vicinity. Today on the podcast, I'm going to be bitching about YouTube hitting me with copyright claims, things like that. A bunch of YouTubers and people of the sort are being clickbaity with a new Nickelback song. And I went to go see the Grey Day tour, and I got to go see Knocked Loose live, and my life has been changed forever. But before we get into that, Patrick, how the fucking heck are you, buddy?
Speaking of Patrick's and how I am, I'm going to ask you a question. Who'd you go to that show with?
Oh, who did I go to the show with?
Who'd you go to the show with, Andy? Did you go with your best friend, Pat?
I did.
Great. Oh, great. That hurts.
And a lot of people may hear that and they go,
why does that hurt?
Well, they go, like, did Pat, was Pat at the show? Pat was at the show, but Pat also was not at the show.
Yeah. Tell him how that worked out, because
pretty great. I had a wonderful time. Me and other Pat just had a beautiful evening together.
That's that bitch's name.
We'll get into that fucking catty shit when we talk about that. How are you actually today, you son of a bitch?
Aside from being betrayed, I've been well. I had a wonderful weekend. I got to see you live. I got to see you in the Emmaus.
Oh yeah, at the Emmaus Theater.
Theater.
Me and the fellas were opening up for Ian Finance. Yeah, and actually we did Ian's podcast the next day, being Ian. I don't know when that comes out, but sometime this week. Absolute blast. I don't know. You got to check out the podcast because his fucking studio, he set it up. I think I heard someone say it felt, and I agree with this. Or no, it's an amalgamation of how I thought and what else someone said, but it was like, it felt like a late 90s Nickelodeon sitcom mixed with Wayne's World.
Yeah.
The vibes were high. It was a great day, to be perfectly honest. It was an ideal Andy day where you wake up, you don't have to wake up too early, hop into the city, you meet your funny friends in Brooklyn, you crush a pod, throw back a few brews, and then you get sandwiches.
Oh my God, where'd you get them?
So I don't know the spot, but there was like the deli nearby. I got a thing called the Hangover, and it's basically what the fuck was it? Oh, it's like a bacon, egg, and cheese on a hero with chicken cutlet.
Damn.
And they had some sort of secret sauce on it that was like a little sweet, but not too completely sweet. It was fucking fantastic.
Yeah, what a day. Yeah, you got to eat something, you got to say stuff, you got to travel, and you got to laugh.
Well, it was funny too, because I remember as we're eating the sandwiches, we didn't really have plates or anything. And the grease from the sandwich, because we got them in the middle of the second pod, the middle of the Patreon app, and we're all like, so they're sitting for a minute, the grease starts seeping through the wrap, and when we pull them out, Ian's like, hey, not to be annoying, but like, just be careful not to get it like on the set or whatever, that we were still sitting there eating the sandwiches on. And I just look at him and I'm like, bro, all of this is going inside me. Do not worry. None of it's going anywhere but my fat fucking mouth.
None of it's touching the table, bud.
But
it's not even going to dry. Don't worry.
Dude, so I gotta be sorry. I was just gonna say, I gotta be perfectly honest. I don't get wowed. Like, I don't hate New York City, but I don't get wowed by it like a lot of people do. Like, a lot of people go to New York and they just get absolutely infatuated with it.
Yeah.
And I like it because the comedy's there and shit like that. But the one thing that does fucking get me is the access to sandwiches, man. The sandwiches in New York. Now, I'm not the most well-traveled young man, but the sandwiches in New York are bar none.
Andy,
They're fucking fantastic.
if you may, and well, we can even talk about this a little bit. If you can support my weight, I would like to piggyback off of that because New York is the arbiter, I think the mecca of one of my favorite things in the world, street meat. I love street meat. If I'm going to New York, I have the worst sense of direction, but I can tell you pretty much all of the hot spots of where to get some of the best halal street meat, some of the best hot dogs, kosher or not, or anything on a stick. Really?
Yeah, I was just gonna say I wanna you reminded me of a video I was just watching, and now I want to go to New York to get some fucking Israeli kebabs.
Yeah, dude, let's just go fucking eat up. Let's go eat out in New York, dude.
You want to have a meat day?
Yeah, let's go. Yeah, let's go have a protein day where we just eat meat all day on the streets of New York City.
Yes, dude. Me and Pat having a meat day in the Big Apple.
Yeah, yeah.
And we will make a point. We will make a point to not eat apples whatsoever. We'll go to the Big Apple to definitely not fucking eat apples.
Yeah, dude. That is absolutely one of my favorite things about, like, as far as like the architecture. I like museums and a lot of the and New York's got those, but like really like the same thing like you're talking about. It's a lot of people.
Yeah,
too many people. It's a lot of traffic.
It's a lot of people.
It's what makes it worth it to me is the street meat.
A lot of people get excited. A lot of people get because going off what you said about a lot of people, and I'm sorry, I was excited for my own thought. Yeah, street meat, top tier. It's the meat of the city. It's beautiful. But the other thing I don't like, you were saying about like all the people and shit. A lot of people love New York for the hustle and bustle, but the problem is, you don't realize until you're like really bopping around the city, it's like hard to really get away from the hustle and bustle. And when you do, your apartment is a walk-in closet. You know what I mean? It's like you literally, your apartment is the size of a fucking what's it called when they put you in a cell alone? A solitary confinement fucking cell.
Seems like New York City sometimes seems like an experiment. Like when I think about like even some of the
Dude, thank you. I always say New York City feels like you're cosplaying living.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like it's like because it's so condensed and there's so much like I get it. Like I'm a small town boy from Florida come up to small town upstate. You know what I mean? Like it's not that I understand that I'm not a city boy, but like geez, like I can still, I'm not a stupid asshole.
Philly, not a stupid piece of shit.
Yeah, dude, Philly is a manageable city. Like is it's too much. Like there's too many fucking people and they don't understand that's most of their problems is like they're all just stressed out because everybody's on fucking top of them.
Oh yeah, most of the day
anybody likes it.
Well, and I will say this though. You get deep into Brooklyn, you get deep into Queens. It's a lot more
like flatten out more.
Yeah, it calms down. Like there's some areas in Brooklyn that fucking rule. Don't get me wrong. Okay. I know what, but like where it's
not as well traveled. They don't have a lot of street meat out there that I like.
No, I mean I feel like the street meat throughout the city is pretty consistent.
Yeah,
especially in Brooklyn. Yeah, no, it's wait, what were you saying right before? Because I didn't want to sound like we were just like blanketing all of New York sucks.
Everybody being on top of each other, but you're telling me that there's actually areas that are a little bit more sprawled out.
But it's still tight, you know what I'm saying? But no, everyone is on top of each other, so like you're inherently like it's set up to be stressful.
We're explaining the existence we could afford in the city. Like, this is the existence if either one of us.
Even then though, like I did Comedy Fight Club when I did Comedy Fight Club and I battled Tom Myers.
How'd you do?
Struggled. But no, when I battled Tom Myers, they managed. There was like some fan who like lived in a penthouse, so we did it in a penthouse in Manhattan. Even a penthouse in Manhattan is that's probably like an insane amount every month. this penthouse in Manhattan. All everything in it's very nice, but size wise, a little bit bigger than my apartment.
Yeah. We're yeah, and you're like, and it's only like a couple mil. Yeah. Just a couple
Yeah,
mil.
and I'm sure you get a lot of amenities in the building, yada yada yada. But just size wise, with how fucking much you spend, it's a little bit bigger than my apartment in Jersey.
Yeah,
But
and that's the thing is like that. I think it's a lot of status, and it seems
yeah,
like an experiment to me. Like it seems like a crazy kind of, and I think that's what it is. It's just how some people do like it, and then get to a point where they can move to a place
yeah.
has a little bit less hustle. It's so funny when you said hustle and bustle. Like I thought, I was like, he sounds kind of like a realtor in New York. Like, hey, some people like the hustle and bustle, but if you want to get away a little bit, we can come over to Brooklyn. I got some properties there I can show you.
It's not as much hustle, but still pretty heavy on the bustle.
Yeah, there's still some bustle, but yeah, I think ultimately, like it's just preference. It's like dude, it's
Yeah,
Apple Android. Like it's not like a good or bad thing. It's just
yeah.
but realize there's too many fucking people there.
Too many
So,
people.
like, if you're thinking about moving to New York, make sure that you fucking love you heart NY, dude, because it is because it is gonna suck otherwise. If I would have moved there, we were about to move there, like just to like actually start pursuing that right before the pandemic, and once everything kind of like shut the fuck down,
Yeah.
and like people are like, I'm like, oh my god, if that happens for longer than 2 months, where like you know what I mean, like where like what the fuck is in New York that you can eat? Like really? Like ultimately, what natural like everything is shipped in. Like it's a fucking island.
Oh yeah, true,
You know what I
true,
mean? Like
true.
it's if that if and I was just like, man, if society like collapses, that's where the first major fucking meltdown's gonna happen.
Oh yeah, if the zombie apocalypse happens, that's not where you want to be stationed.
And then I started thinking, I'm like, I don't think I have the mindset to survive. And like if I'm thinking, boy, if collapse happens, I'm done. I'm already on edge, and I'm
You're
not even.
you're that guy that like 2 seconds into the grid fucking failing, you're just gnawing on Dom's arm.
Just like
Yeah. Before we started recording though, you were talking about some music you were listening to, and
yes.
how you were telling me I may not want to. Oh, so well, no, you know what? We'll get into the like a little bit deeper into the next break, but about this topic. But I did like a full album reaction to Ocean's 8 Alaska. But you were telling me an album I might not want to do a full album reaction to.
Yeah, it is the most recent. I'm looking for I had it pulled up here a little earlier. It was it's the most recent Devil Wears Prada album. I don't know if you
Yeah.
know that. I don't know why it's not in my most recent played, but hold on. I had it all pulled up here. But it's the most recent Devil Wears
Sounds
Prada
like it.
is it's is not necessarily God damn, where the fuck is the Where's Prada?
um,
I like to yeah, okay. It's
Color Decay.
yeah, 2022. It's an EP that they put out, and I was like, all right, well, Devil Wears Prada, pretty
Yeah.
consistently one of my kind of go-tos for a band that's progressively gotten, in my opinion, better over the years. Speaking of the zombie apocalypse, their zombie EP was
Yeah.
really cool. I think that's a cool idea, even though like there was a little like
They put two out that were really good.
two zombie EPs.
Yeah, they just
Another one?
dropped Z2 in 2021.
Okay, all
And that
right.
was actually so I heard so I'm very curious to hear what you have to say about this because I heard
Full album.
Z2 what?
It's a full album. Holy shit!
Z2?
No, the Color Decay.
Yeah. So I heard
Oh, cool.
I heard Z2 and I actually thought it was pretty damn good. And
Yeah,
then I started to kind of check out Devil Wears Prada and I had sort of fallen off around Roots Above and Branches Below. Not that I thought they were necessarily bad albums. I just
yeah.
sort of on my own fell off listening to those albums. And then I
Same.
started checking out like The Act and Transit Blues. And those ones were interesting because it had the sound. I put it this way, and this happens to a lot of these metalcore bands, but they get deeper in their career. And I don't know what it is exactly because I'm not in that business. I'm just in the business of commentating on it, but I'm not in the music business like that. But so as a fan listening, it sounds like these metalcore bands try to adapt and they're older and they go, I don't have a 401k. I need money to fall back on. And then they start making music for the pause screen of a Madden game, which it's
Yeah.
not bad music,
Yeah.
but they've sanded off the edges very severely. And listening to a lot of the songs coming out, because I'll be honest, Devil Wears Prada videos doing reactions do numbers. And I like the Devil Wears Prada a lot. So I would like very often do reaction videos. And the thing I would constantly say is like they're clearly trying to be a mainstream metal band, but
Yeah.
I give them major props because what they're doing in a mainstream metal song is actually pretty cool.
Okay, so I wanna clarify. The thing that I started checking out was I guess the EP that was the preceding this, which is Broken. That was the thing that I wanted to clarify. But listen, after further review, it is it is exactly what you're saying. I think that you summed it up perfectly, and that's why I use that after further review. It's Madden game fucking vibe on this album, which look, they've always been they're in a genre that I like to call singy screamy, and I like it. I like to have a singy screamy band. I like I because the singy it was a pretty sing. You know what I mean?
Good sing. It's a
It's
real good sing.
a real good sing. But look, do I want a whole song of it? I want singy screamy. And there's not a lot of singy screamy that they're putting out on this, and it's kind of too like the transitions that they're doing. It's like they forgot how to bridge into the screamy. It's like it's there's I look. I don't want to I don't want to like nitpick. Do you know what I'm saying? Like their
Yeah.
band has put out. I think I'm a lot like you that I think more I checked out. I would like check in every once in a while.
Yeah.
I get notification. Look, I have them. I follow them as an artist. I still follow Thrice, even though I haven't really loved a lot of what they've put out lately. But like I still listen to it. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? But with what was it again? With Roots Below
Roots
and
above and branches below.
so many, like just
Oh, dude,
whatever
they were
number
the
album that was. You know what I mean? Like they have
third.
that was like to me that was not their. I'm not saying like that was their pinnacle because I think even after that, like they put out like the Zombie EP, they put out the other stuff like.
Yeah, the zombie EP was really fucking good.
But like they have other. It's not like I'm saying like they're done or you know what I mean. Like I don't mean to be.
Yeah.
It was like it just to me it was very underwhelming, and I think it's exactly what you're talking about. Of like, guys, we got to this is our fucking fifth or sixth album. We got to fucking do something here.
Well, I noticed have you listened to New Parkway Drive?
No, but Parkway Drive that was somebody that that was the first album I listened to their first album, and then I was just like, yeah, I know what this is. I got it.
But dude, and I was never like a big Parkway Drive guy, but I always liked them. Bro, their shit now, like they might as well I don't even know the bands actually to make fun of them and reference them to. It's like it's a whole different thing.
Isn't that a good feeling though? Like, isn't that a good feeling to know? Like, you're like, okay, I don't even know like a band that's bad enough to like to compare.
Yeah.
That to. You know what I mean? Like, I don't even have that reference.
Well, dude, I realized recently, like, I'm just into heavy music right now.
Yeah.
I,
Yeah, yeah.
I tried actually, I do like a little bit of rap. I checked out this dude. Who the fuck was it? The big guy. He sounds like Gucci Mane. His name's Pooh Shiesty. He sounds exactly like Gucci Mane. And
Uh-huh.
he's just, he's your standard. He says crazy shit. He's, every song's him saying 18 felonies. It's a good time.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
fun. He's got decent flow and all this shit. And I'm like, yeah, sometimes I just like that fucking ignorant, rambunctious rap music and shit like that. But
Yeah.
like but even then with the rap, like I always say, like my favorite rap, and it's why I like Run the Jewels so much. Like my favorite rap is like the rap that makes you want to get in a fight. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like I love listening to. Not that
You
I
made a
listen
great
to.
list. You made a great list of that. Speaking of our Spotify only episodes, that
Oh
was
yeah,
a great episode. You had a Run the Jewels songs that make you want to fight.
yeah. But yeah, I just love that. Like I said, I just love that fucking loud, ignorant, make you want to fight rap. And honestly, if you listen to like that's kind of like transitions to what we're going to talk about later too. I went to go see Knock Loose, but that's like why I like Knock Loose is like some of the shit they yell just comes off as like just overly aggressive and fucking ignorant. And it's like that's like my ballpark. That's like my lane with
That's
that's like my lane with music right now. Just fucking over the top and rambunctious and ready to fucking just swing on anyone.
Yeah.
And but you mainly get that with, well, actually you get it a lot with rap, but
Yeah.
with what my sense of, because I want to listen to like heavy guitars, so I'm mainly going into that like Knock Loose, Kubla Khan music lane right now. But I'm into a lot of other stuff. Like I was like, we're gonna talk about it later. I was listening to the Ocean's 8 Alaska album. That's really fucking good. I want to get into the Callous Cowboys album. That's sort of like, that's you might like Callous Cowboys because I like to call them
I do. Yeah, I remember I checked you played them for me on a earlier episode.
yeah. Well,
really like.
they're kind of like intro Dillinger.
Mhm.
They're
Yeah,
kind of they're kind of like, yeah, if you wanna they're your first step into liking Dillinger.
yeah, it's kind of, in my opinion, like it's more of a, I think as far as phase wise, I'm definitely in a open, like I am taking suggestions, like
Yeah.
literally, because I don't know really where I'm at, like like music wise. My lists were starting to you know, you mean, like I even started to kind of go like, well, I'm taking a lot of Discover Weekly
Yeah.
things, you know what I
You were
mean? Like
talking about that before we started recording.
I've been doing a lot more driving, so I've been listening. That's actually my favorite place to listen to music. I love listening to music in the car, and
Dude,
it's
dude, driving and cooking are like
yeah,
my two favorite places to play music.
yeah. I actually even I learned also shopping is a really cool one too, dude. It's the best thing because I love ignoring people. Uh,
Dude.
it's one of my favorite things to do in the store. So I love listening to. I've been listening to almost exclusively. I've been redlining new music into my fucking head, and just like and just fucking like Caesar or whatever it is, like the doing this shit. The what's his name?
Yeah, 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 yeah.
This guy. I don't think that's the
From
right guy.
fucking Gladiator.
Some fucking
Joaquin.
yeah, that guy Joaquin.
Whoever the
The
fuck
Joker. When the
Joaquin.
Joker's telling people to live or die.
Yes.
I think there's like it's the one theme I've realized, Andy, is I don't like a long intro. I like
Dude,
I'm
thank
not.
you.
Can you just get to the fucking point? I don't
Dude,
like. What is going on here? What are you trying to build a scene? Were you trying to like build this ambiance? Like, if
bro,
you
when you hear like when you hear a band that's never had like violins, and then
yeah,
they magically have like a minute and a half, 2 minute long intro with like
you know,
violins and piano and shit,
you
you're
know what
like,
you're telling
that's
me?
not you. You called the guy up
Yeah,
and you
that's
said, I
not gonna
want to,
play live.
yeah. Or if you do play it live, Gallows, you're gonna play the but no, for real though. Even and it's literally on the beginning of one of my favorite songs
Yeah,
ever. It's Misery by Gallows. It starts with like 2 whole minutes of like piano and violin and a fucking marching drum like and you're like, "No, you guys called the guy to do that and then
yeah.
put it on the beginning of the song.
This
Just
is
play the I will say this though. I will say this though, actually, with Misery, if you do sit through the whole thing, when the fucking bass comes in and the song actually starts, it does have this great payoff. I will give
yeah,
them credit, but almost every time now when I play the song, I just scroll ahead.
yeah. Let me like plus or go ahead, skip 15 seconds ahead or whatever, because like it's been really interesting because like I've been getting heavy suggestions. Actually, just got I've been listening to an old it's like a remastered or re-release of an old Poison the Well. I think it's like their third release.
Okay.
They re-released that. I was listening to that. It was like some split that they did,
Yeah.
and it reminded me. It's like it's almost like this. I've been letting whatever suggestions I've been given guide me to like listening. Somehow I ended up on the ride to Philly last night. and we can get into our next topic if you want. The latest thing that I listened to was Modest Yahoo live at Stubbs.
Really?
Yeah, like as far as like I like rap or hip hop or shit like that. That is any no matter what it is, if it's heavy music, if whatever I'm being suggested,
Oh yeah, Modest Yahoo's a rapper, right?
yeah, and it has to be. I have to believe that you believe what you're saying or doing.
Yeah.
And that's my problem with the bringing it back to the most recent Devil Wears Prada. It doesn't seem genuine. Like if they were singing, I know when you're singing shit you feel. Well, you know what I mean? Like I've heard it for like
Mm-hmm.
2000 and fucking hold on, 2002 or 2007.
I think it said
Yeah,
6. I think
played.
their first album since
Oh yeah,
2000.
your love. Yeah, and that's going back to your long
So
title thing.
honestly,
Your
they're
Love,
probably a
Beautiful.
band since '04.
And I've been a fan since that time, that album.
Me
You know,
too,
I
actually.
followed them through this whole like 2006, 2007, 2009, all the releases here. And then then I kind of go, all right, well, I'm gonna check in just to make sure you guys are still doing good.
Yeah.
And but there's not a lot of songs that are making the playlist all the time. But
Yeah.
not it's not so I appreciate them doing something different. But like when it's like this, when it's not genuine, it doesn't matter if it's rap, it doesn't matter if
Mm-hmm.
it's punk or like heavy metal or anything like that. I
Mm-hmm.
need I need the belief that you actually give a shit about what you're doing and you're not just trying something else. Like
Yeah.
you have to believe in it. And like if you're going to be experimental, do it, but like trust yourself. Like you guys have been doing fucking great work a long time. Get it together.
Well, I think that's kind of an interesting thing that has like a parallel with comedy, where if you look at comedy, like some of the best comedians like all like have other shit. Like you see these comics who are only they're like only comics when
Yeah.
they do everything. So their jokes start becoming just too much about comedy and the things they see when they're going to do comedy, and then they have too many jokes about airports and shit like that. And
Yeah.
it's almost like there's almost part of it where you have to focus on being a non-comedian to then have like a normal, like a more normal person perspective. And I'm talking about other comics, less not as much me, because I'm still grinding it out, boys. Um so I don't want you guys to be like me, so I can still be down to earth. I'm down, trust me, I'm way too down to earth.
Here's what I suggest. Here's what I suggest to liven it up. And I'm gonna put a little bit of lingerie for my husband, Devil Wears Prada. All right.
Mm-hmm.
I want to spice this marriage up. Next album they put out, and this will kick up the creativity, right?
Yeah.
And this will also like restart. This will like re-enthuse those old, those muscles that
Yeah.
we like, you know what I mean? Those 2007 muscles. But like I
Mm-hmm.
want to hear the experience that they have and the experiences they've had now with that angst and that like they had, it was so theatrical, it was huge, it was very emotional, it was very
Yeah.
like everything that like I believed every fucking word. I don't know if it was super Christian or not. Like I never really paid too much attention to the lyrics, but put out a cover album. Put
Hmm.
out put out an album, because I don't think they have. They've done, but when they did it, Rap First, if you remember,
Yeah,
Punk
they
Goes
did So Fly.
By, yeah, that
Yeah.
was one of my. I listened to that song on nonstop repeat for like fucking ever,
Oh no,
because
I did too, because there was
you
some
like the original, and then you're like, and somebody paid so much, they took so much care to make a fucking cool ass fucking cover of that song. You're like, oh my god, you're a fan of that song too? Do you know what I'm
well,
saying?
that one actually, because that there was a big like that stemmed from like the Punk Goes Pop and all that other shit, but that one specifically, what was it, Punk Goes Crunk?
Punk Goes Crunk, yeah.
Yeah, that one specifically. Damn, I haven't thought about that in a minute, because that one specifically had a lot of good songs on there.
Yeah,
Like
dude.
you did Set Your Goals, did Put Your Hood Up, which they did a weird Set Your Goals is a fun band.
I don't like the snarky, you know what I mean? I don't like the snarky cover. You know what I
I
mean?
gotta I gotta say this about Set Your Goals. They definitely have some bangers, Not as good as they don't, you know what? They don't segue into adulthood well. They're a
Yeah.
very teenager band.
Yeah. I get you.
Because
But
the band started when I believe they were teenagers or in their early 20s, and everything they were saying, they weren't the most poetic band, and everything they said was very specific to being a teenager in your early 20s. So the music's good. Like I was listening to did you listen to Set Your Goals?
Not so much, no.
Oh, well, so they had this one song, Goonies Never Say Die, that like it was a pop punk song, but it had heavy like hardcore influence in it. And like the beginning of it, they have this like riff where it's like doom, doom, dun, 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 just kind of like driving like that fucking hits. And then they kind of have a breakdown in the middle of it. It's just a good ass song. But they're a band like lyrically, they're like, all right, fellas, calm the fuck down. Like they have a whole song about like how like we will not sell out. And you're like, I don't know if anyone was asking. You know what I mean? Like a pop punk band, after that was popular, who also sounds like a hardcore band. You're like, that's not making
nice try,
anyone
Hollywood.
yeah.
Not us, but
It's not making anyone money, fellas. I'm not trying to be a dick. I'm just trying to exist in reality.
Yeah. I totally agree. But that's what I'm saying is like, if you're not genuine, like, and I think that's what that album was like. That Punk Goes Crunk and like some of those Punk Goes Pop, some of the like that's why you're saying. I think Punk Goes Crunk was like, I hate continuing to say that title, but that album, that compilation was like the kind of like, because I don't know if that was before the Punk Goes Pop ones or not, but like,
well, they were pretty deep into it actually. I'm looking at their wait. I'm looking at their Wikipedia page. When did Punk Goes Crunk come out though?
the other ones didn't really match up to that. So that was either their pinnacle, because and I think it's because a lot of like I think even say anything does
Oh, that was a big one. Yeah, they had
EB.
he had the Old Dirty Bastard song, get my money or get your money or whatever.
And I feel like genuinely each person that covered for the most part and the songs on the album
Got your money. Sorry.
They have a it's a very like, I think because they're genuine fans of those songs.
Yeah.
Anyway, with Punk Goes Pop and everything like that. But I think that was also, oh, let's grab a couple of songs that already exist and like why don't we have some guys record a couple songs or whatever. Like it didn't seem, this was like, holy shit, let's make a great compilation of like this is also a great fucking mixtape of hip hop songs.
Yeah, well, also too, you're right about that 100%, but also too, I think later, yeah, it was just a thing of like we do this every year now, and also that like that those bands. Wait, what bands were on it? Set Your Goals, Say Anything, Secret Handshake, Forever the Sickest Kid, The Main, Devil Wears Prada, All Time Low. 08 was like, that was smack dab in the middle of the heyday for those guys. And then just, it was it kind of just became a part of the thing. Every year a Punk Goes album comes out. And also too, the deeper they got into it, and I like it, you hate to be this guy, but it's just this thing of like whenever I go into Spotify right now and they have like the new punk music, and then you just immediately hear like electronic drums and like Willow Smith doing the whatever. And I like a lot of Willow Smith songs. Don't get me wrong. I'm just like, guys, what does punk mean anymore?
Yeah.
And when you're like balls deep into a Punk Goes album and like just I'm clicking on a random one and you got, all right, I don't know half these bands. Never mind. I'm like, these guys, I don't know what they sound like. That guy, don't know what he sounds like.
I think we may have I might have our answer actually, because I went to Google, or I went to Spotify and I started to put in punk, and a playlist popped up, classic punk, and I was like, oh, maybe we're a classic punk a couple of guys now, Andy. And
I don't know. I think like punk has a standard definition. Like it's got to be it needs to be in the vicinity of an Out Comes the Wolves. I'm sorry, like that's punk.
there has to be some kind of distortion. Like,
It
there has
has
to be
like
guitar,
it has
drum.
to be in the vicinity of like from like somewhere between it has to be somewhere between Sum 41 and Pennywise. It's got to
Okay,
be
okay, Andy, I I have our answer.
okay.
I went to the classic punk playlist on Spotify.
Okay.
Rancid is in the in the classic punk and Out Come the Wolves is in the classic punk archives.
Wait, are we old?
Yeah. I think
God fucking damn it.
I didn't know that I didn't know that the 90s was in there. I didn't like that's Andy,
Yes,
this is
so that's like coming up on
not done
30
this
years
way.
ago.
But like they're in there. Oh yeah. Yeah,
1990 was 30. I'm 32. 1990 was 32 years ago.
Bad Religion. That makes sense. Yeah. Yep, we're there.
I don't know. But don't call it punk. Call it like popcore because that's what it is, dude. It's all, dude.
Yeah. Yeah. Popcore's good. Yeah.
Most of the shit on that playlist are, and don't get me wrong, like I'll be honest, before he got extra annoying and every 2 months you get reminded he said weird pedo shit, like I bopped around with some Machine Gun Kelly shit.
He said pedophile shit?
Yeah, he said some weird shit because like when Kylie Jenner was popular,
Uh-huh.
she was like 16 and he's like, yeah, I'd fucking da da da. And the interviewer was like, yeah, when she was like 18, he's like, no, right fucking now. He like, dude, he made a point to be like, no, I will have sex with her underage. And you're like, all right, calm down,
Immediately.
calm down, Gun Kelly. Bring her to me. And then he's like fucking in his mid 30s writing songs about like emo girls in high school. And you're like, you're weird, dude. Do you play the outdoor festival on Epstein Island, you fucking weirdo? I'm being a silly goose. This is all alleged. Gun Kelly, if you wanna clear your name, come on the podcast, you coward.
Yes, Mr. Gun Kelly. If you want to dispute these allegations from other people, not my friend here, you can call us here at the show. That's 1-800 We Don't Fuck Kids.
Yeah, I'm not trying to sound old. I'm just saying
That's just the number we got. It's just
we didn't ask. That's actually the name. That's the number they gave us. Is it more digits? Yes. Do you have to special order more digits? Yes, but
yeah,
it was still an accident how it came to be.
Ordered the number of digits. We said, can you give us? I hope that's right. What are we talking about today, though, buddy?
Oh yeah, we gotta hop into some new topics. Let us take a quick break and then we will hop into those. Hell yeah, and we are back. I'm Andy. This is Pat. If you're watching on the YouTube channel, link down below for the full episode. And also, this kind of coincides with what I wanted to make this chunk about. Please do me a big favor and go check out. I just uploaded it. It's a new thing I'm trying to do on this YouTube channel. Trying to do full album reactions, kind of make it a hangout vibe. I play a little Call of Duty or whatever game I'm feeling. We listen to the album. I kill some people on the internet. They're characters in Call of Duty. We listen to some hardcore. I comment on it. It's a fun time. But and on the YouTube channel, the things I do a lot of the time, I do a lot of reaction videos because they're fun. And I got to tell you, by the way, Pat, I got the best comment because I get a little self-conscious because reaction videos, rightfully so, they get a bad rep because, dude, and in a weird way, I respect the gall of some people. They'll literally be like, what's up, guys? Like put a bunch of like things over top. Be like, we're going to be watching the fucking this and that video. And, blah, blah, blah. And they sit there and they watch the video. There's little parts where they'll be like, oh, damn. Okay. And then they'll be like, oh, fuck. Oh, shit. Oh, shit. And then they'll be like, damn, that was a crazy song. Probably one of the best they put out yet. I had a great time fucking watching that. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe. And it's just like fucking that. And I got to be like, there's a part of me that respects it because that's crazy. Like, you're just going to give them nothing. You're just going to give them nothing. And they just do that. But I had someone comment. They were like, yes, this is how it's supposed to be. And I was like, thank you. I worked so hard to overcome the stigma of this shit. I appreciate the comment.
Thanks for actually watching it and realizing like you can actually react to it. Like not like maybe they just thought it was, maybe they're kind of new to reaction or maybe not. I don't know. But like those same videos where like they have that. I've seen people do that with reviews and like they just do it with fast food. So like it's just
Yeah.
for some reason it snuck into my algorithm where like in anytime I'm on Instagram, there's just like some like lady who works at an office opening a Burger King bag and going, "I'm gonna try the Impossible Whopper." I'm like, okay,
Well, dude, that's why.
who the fuck are you?
Who are you, you fucking bitch?
But also, and then she just goes like, they eat it, and they go, "This is pretty good," and what, and, it's pretty affordable too. I thought it was pretty good, and then like I hate hearing people chew, so obviously it's already not on my best list. But it's the same idea where it's just like this is really good, and you know it's the same price as a regular Whopper, and it's got to be a little bit healthier for you. So, and it's like, is that it? Like that's what about it? The
No,
texture?
dude, it's
Uh,
it's this weird thing now. It's this weird thing now. Like I realize this where it's why like Twitter and Instagram are so popular, and like these different social medias and like YouTube and shit are so popular because you think about it and you go, we all know the
yeah,
like even if we didn't watch what was the fucking Netflix documentary?
uh,
Social Dilemma.
yeah, yeah,
Or
yeah.
like or there's that one book fuck, there's a really popular book about like why social media is not good that I've been wanting to read.
The Bible,
What?
the Bible.
Yes.
It's all in there, Andy. Read it.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong. Love you. But so like even if you haven't like seen the Social Dilemma, read that book, the Bible, or like, you know, heard some fucking whoever the fuck talk about it on Rogan or some shit, you just know by using social media, like you should know like, oh, this is like definitely probably bad for my mental health. We
Yeah,
all know that, but like we can't stop using it.
yeah,
I know it's all bad for me. And I've gotten over that excuse where I was like, I need it for my career. And it's like, yeah, you can go on for a minute and then go fuck off. You know what I mean?
yeah,
But then, like, so we know it's so bad for us, but we still use it. And it's because these apps have basically monopolized our senses.
yeah.
Twitter monopolized our thoughts. Fucking Instagram monopolized our vision. Like, you've seen videos on Instagram or like videos in general online where you're like, why don't you stop recording and help that person or something like that? You're like, why
Yeah,
are you still recording this? And it's because the app is our sight and they
yeah,
don't think to stop recording or anything like that. So like all these apps have like monopolized these fucking senses. So to go back to what you were saying, like, why am I just watching some chick eat Burger King in the car? It's
yeah,
because there's and don't get me wrong, when I was younger, I definitely caught myself falling victim to some shit like this because you don't realize it's fucking happening and you become like a vapid moron and they could like they take a fucking hold of that shit. So that's why you have some fucking random chick on your fucking YouTube algorithm just being like, this is
it
what
works.
this is what a Whopper tastes like. All right, it was pretty good later. And that chick for no second of her life contemplates, did I even do anything?
Yeah, yeah, she doesn't, and like it's so damaging. Like it's so crazy to see and have it explained how
Yeah.
stupidity can actually just crumble a civilization. Like it doesn't necessarily happen in the voting booths because that's just people are manipulated in different ways. We don't have to get into that, but it gets as simple as there was a lady eating a Whopper in my algorithm, and I watched it because
Yeah.
I knew I would. And there's something about that. They're trying to fucking like knock my brainstem
No,
loose.
you know what the fucking problem is? Because I think
Like, yeah, Whoppers are pretty good.
well, you know what the problem is, and I don't think it's this. I realized this when you ever watch that movie War Dogs?
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
with Miles and Jonah Hill. I forget Miles Toe or something like that.
Teller?
Teller, yeah, and Jonah Hill.
He's the
And you
drumming boy, right? He drums?
yeah, which was a very good movie, which I saw a hilarious review for because this music student watched that movie. What was it called?
Splish Splash.
Yes, Splish Splash. The drumming movie with what's his face.
I think it's
Uh,
Whiplash, right?
you said Splish Splash.
Oh.
You didn't realize you just said Splish Splash? Wait, did you say Splish Splash?
I had a whiplash in my. It's been a long day, dude. I
I
didn't
think
get a
you
lot of
said
sleep. I'm
Splish
sorry.
Splash.
Yeah, I did.
But
I did say Splish Splash. I trust you. Because I was
So,
like, why was it so hard to say? I've said Whiplash before.
but no, dude, I saw the best fucking review of Whiplash where the guy was like, "It's a good movie, but they kind of over exaggerate how music school is," and you're like, "Of course they do. It's a fucking movie, moron."
Would you say they dramatize it?
I'm like, "Have you not seen fucking movies?"
Yeah, dude. Hey, bro, it's a movie. Yeah, because by the way, that feeds into it, like because somebody had that thought, and one of the things when I googled Whiplash, the first thing on the questions was like, "Is Whiplash a real story?
Sir, you
Like,
googled
did it
Splish
actually
Splash.
happen like that, where his hands bled and stuff?" Like, yeah, look, man. All right, look, buddy. Did he say not my tempo? Maybe it was something like that, but like I think ultimately it's it's the Texas Chainsaw Massacre was based on Ed Gein. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? There's gonna be some liberties. Just enjoy the movie. Just have a good time. You know what I mean? But make sure, because like you said, because there's quality and there's substance there. Like
Yeah.
they are still telling a good story. Even like don't worry about if it's true or not. Just have a good time. It's the thing. It's the people that are like, well, I'm gonna put out a reaction video. Whoa!
Yeah,
Bye.
that's my big.
Wait, what did you just react to? Like, dude, oh my god. Can I just put out a reaction video? Like, hey guys, it's Pat from Drag the Lake, and I'm here to do a reaction video.
Dude,
Maybe I
I've had that idea, but like
reacted.
I've had no, dude, I've had that exact idea where I react to everything,
Yeah.
and it's me watching the video, and then for like the last 2 seconds I go, that was crazy. Anyway, like and subscribe. But I'm like,
Here's me reacting to the waiter at the restaurant. Thank you. Thank you.
yeah. Oh, but to bring it back to the thing I was talking about with Miles Toe, that movie War Dogs.
Dogs. Yeah.
Yeah, War Dogs with Miles Toe or Miles Teller and Jonah Hill.
Yeah.
Where that was, so it's about them being like arms dealers in the Iraq war and the war in Afghanistan and all that shit over in the Middle East. And you realize all those hijinks, and you realize like obviously there's a bunch of shit going on, but a lot of it for a lot of people really just comes down to fucking money.
Yeah.
Really, and you're like, which was kind of like fucked up to watch, where you're
Yeah.
like, there's almost some solace in the fact that of this idea of like evil people sitting around a table like, we're gonna kill all these people, and you're like, at least I can, and then you're like, oh no, it's literally just people want money, and then sadness happens. So to bring it back to like the social media and stuff, and why everyone's like why everything has this sort of just glum feeling sometimes, it's because I was thinking about this the other day. It's because like back in the day, back in the day, you weren't able to metaphorically just eat chips all day.
Right.
You
Yeah,
can just like scrolling on TikTok. That's just eating chips.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
The dopamine, like that's the dopamine thing, like the doom scrolling shit. Like where
Yeah. You
like, kinda like
scrolling on Twitter. That's eating
junk
chips.
food,
Going to the
mental
fucking.
junk food.
What'd you say?
Mental junk food. Yeah.
Yeah. Go or eat, dude. I mean, even with literally food, like you can just easily run to fucking Burger King. Like everyone's got a Burger King within 20 feet of them.
Yeah.
Shit like that.
That was another. I had Burger King within the past 24 hours too. Maybe that's why I'm not necessarily on top of my game right now.
Yeah. But no, it's because like so that's why everything's like fucking it's so easy to run your life. It's so easy to like have every aspect of your life be metaphorical potato chips when you
Yeah.
really need to like fucking eat a little bit of broccoli and some fucking chicken breast.
Yeah. 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 No,
Yeah.
I totally, that metaphor is like perfect because like it's the thing where like at that point, luckily, like you said, luckily I even if I do watch the Whopper reaction lady,
Yeah.
I'm at the end of it, I'm like, I'm gonna turn my phone off for a little bit. Like I kind of, you know what I mean? Like I kind of feel like I come to that realization of like I put the chips down at that point, and maybe not necessarily go out and exercise, but I just go like I'm gonna like do housework or something. You know what I mean? I'm gonna do
Yeah.
something that's gonna like or put on music. Usually it's like where I'm like I want to put something on and I want to just kind of relax and not have to like deal with like it's not even just necessarily like reaction videos in general. And I'm glad that you like people are actually responding well to the reaction videos that you've done, because like it's there's substance that you can put behind it. Doesn't always necessarily have to be just entertaining. It has to be insightful though. Just like I was talking about in the last one about our last episode about, the music I need to have like feeling in it. That's
Mm-hmm.
like kind of the same idea as this. Is like you got to make sure, like, if you're gonna have a reaction video of it, like, oh, I've never had a Whopper. This is my first Whopper ever. I'm gonna try this, and
Well, you
here's
gotta
like
add like a little.
what's the experience? You know what I mean? Like,
Well, I think a lot of people, and this is once again, I'm not trying to act like I'm innocent in a lot of this, because like I said, when in my 20s, when I was just trying to
yeah,
I was just trying to do shit online and just have people see me, is you realize with a lot of these people, they go online and it's a lot of like take, give me something. When it's like, no, I'm online because I'm watching YouTube because I want something.
right.
So I realized that, and I'm like, well, let me give you something. Let me try to,
Yeah.
and that's all. That's half the reason we started more focusing on kind of just like heavy music in general and
It's
everything
what they
in.
want. If people are saying like if they're responding well to that, like, yeah, you want to make sure that you're offering something.
Well,
That's all I've ever wanted. Yeah.
it's also what we realize we're good at, and then it's like if we hyper focus on one genre, we can be much better at it and try to give a more uh thought out, intelligent analysis of this thing rather than just spreading shit real wide and just being everything we do is base level.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we got a little off topic from what I wanted to talk about, but I think that was actually a better conversation. Because I was just gonna bitch about how YouTube's algorithm is fucking annoying, because I posted that full album reaction of Ocean's 8 Alaska, and like a lot of times they'll do the copyright claims, which is completely fair. I'm
Yeah.
not trying to make money off these videos. I'm just trying to grow the channel and let people know that I think me and my buddy talk real well about heavy music and you should come join the crew. But like, so a lot of times they'll throw the copyright claim on where they'll be like, your video is able to stay up, but you're not going to make money on it, which, like I said before, I'm
Yeah.
okay. But a lot of times these record labels, they're too aggressive and they immediately like block your video. So then the reason it annoys me, well, one, I just think that's fucking dumb. Like, just
This is the physical manifestation of you are literally offering something and not asking for something in return. Like, you're trying to give, like, to say like, look, I'm trying to offer actual good content because I just want to grow an audience
well,
so that
and
one day I could possibly monetize or be,
yeah,
offer some, because I want people. I'm not somebody that looks great on paper. So sometimes, yeah, you do
or
have to have
great on
that,
camera.
or even I don't even smell great when you're near me. But if you are offering a service, like people are like, oh, I actually like this reaction video. That's why
Yeah.
it sucks a little bit more. And I think you're right to be upset about it, because you're somebody that is actually putting substance into it. You're not just fucking playing music. You're
Well,
not just
so
trying to use
yeah.
you're not using them. You're actually not even like necessarily, it's not like one of those things, I'm trying to help you, but like it's there's
Well,
no malice behind it. I'm not trying to take any money from you.
so
I'm trying to just give you some
yeah.
play. Be like, hey, this is good. What do you guys think? It reminds me of this. Why don't you check out
Yeah.
the old stuff? Like,
So let me say these two other things that make it even funnier is one.
no.
Oh, okay. All right. Thanks for listening. We're out of here. Bye. No, so first off, um, here's the funny thing about my channel is the way or our channel is the way I'm setting it up with the reaction videos is I'm not gonna talk about something unless I know I like it or I'm pretty sure I'm gonna like it. Like if I like when I did
Yeah.
those reaction videos to Dance Gavin Dance, I hadn't heard the songs, but good chance I'm gonna like them. You know what I mean? That sort of situation. So that's one point, which is hilarious when my videos get blocked. And the other point is I know I'm allowed to do this on your
Yeah,
website.
exactly. This
I,
is your rule.
I know this is okay to do. So just can you like I'm just pleading to YouTube. Can you fix your fucking algorithm?
Yeah.
Because I know it's a whoops. And here's what happens. with a lot of those reaction videos, they get good views if you get that shit up early.
Yeah.
When you block my video, I can't get my views. I want my views,
Yeah, we
baby.
gotta get our views, motherfucker. Why else? Like honestly, what if you're offering? If like we've gotten some fucking excellent feedback. People have pounded off in the comments. People have sent you personal DMs saying like how much they really appreciate the fact that we're doing like literally something.
We're great, guys.
awesome.
I don't know if you know
Yeah.
this, but we're fucking great.
I don't so close to 9/11 and everything, but we're kind of the real heroes. But I don't want to dwell on that. You know what I mean? We don't need the money. Like we just
Forget
want the
those dorks.
fucking
Remember us.
views. We need the eyeballs.
I
Okay.
want attention.
Okay, and we're doing it for there's thought out. There's things that there's. We talked about what we wanted to talk about before we talked about it. I don't think motherfuckers are doing that shit. I think they're setting up
We
a camera
plan things.
and they're taking literally the people you are rewarding the people that are literally taking from bands by saying like I'm gonna put the name of the band here just so I get clicks, as opposed to hey we can use that same process, but when the people get there, they can go oh they're also fans of this,
Mm-hmm.
and they're actually going to whether it be I can argue with them about their take. I can
Yeah.
offer something. There's been so much that people have offered to us with these shows, and it's helped us even to go deeper into a lot of these things. That look, guys, the people have spoken. People aren't fucking talking about you in a lot of cases. Stop blocking the music. You know what I mean? Like, what do you why would you
Well,
want
I'll say this. I'll say this. It's more the record labels.
Yeah. Okay. So it's not
Yeah.
necessarily it's not the
The
artist.
yeah,
It's
the artists
it's
almost
the
always don't care.
package.
It's more the
Okay.
record labels and YouTube's algorithm just being like automatic and annoying. But no, it's just like
Who can you plead to then? Like
I
if you
don't know.
plead to YouTube,
God,
it's their rule.
are you
If it's
hearing
their
me?
rule,
God,
have you tried praying about it yet?
every night.
Have you ever tried the other guy?
I'm scared. Um,
I'll do it. I'll get my salt.
Thanks, buddy. No, I just I think the bigger problem though is just like the record industry's been like this. They've been like the record industry, I feel, is like their own brand of greedy because like they've done they're just always they're so hesitant to fucking adapt to just what the thing is. You know what I mean? Like it was like back in the day when it's like when you and me were in like fucking middle school and high school, we all knew like it's streaming. The second you guys made MP3s, it's fucking streaming. So just bro, we could have probably had that shit way earlier if the music industry just for some reason is so hesitant to adapt. They're like, no, we have our model and this is the model and we are not changing it. And it's like, dude, just go the way of fucking video games. Like video games realized, like just let them play the fucking games and post it on YouTube and do all that shit and just use our fucking content. And now, like, I bet you, like with esports and all that, I could guarantee you that gaming makes substantially more money than the music industry every year.
Yeah, absolutely. It's and you know what it is, Andy? I think it's money. It's people don't want to fuck with the money that they're making, and that's the choices that they're making. They're making money with this model. They're able to uphold this. But then it speaking of streaming and MP3s and all that shit, when like Lars Ulrich was all about that fucking like I don't give a fuck if you like me.
Yeah.
See me if you're playing my music because like we've said about like they worked hard at it. They worked hard at that content. They put thought and effort into it.
Well,
the artist did. That's what I'm saying. But the record labels a lot of times are just a bunch of fucking dickheads that are just trying to take. Did you see the Elvis movie?
No.
That's
a huge part of it, like in the NWA movie, where it's just a huge part of it is it's their manager taking advantage of them, right?
Yeah, it's literally it's and that's the story. So like
yeah,
it's we already know that these are for the most part the untalented people that figured out how to make money off of talented people,
Yeah.
and they're like, we're gonna give you a platform, but with that platform, we want to feel a part of this.
Yeah.
We're like, no, we're gonna protect the artist. You're not protecting the artist. You're protecting your fucking money stream. You are
Yeah.
making money this way, and you don't give a fuck about anybody else. But that's the thing: is video game figured out how to adapt and how to still make money. Oh, in-app purchases. Oh, this
Yeah.
additions, ended bonus things. Blah
And
blah
they're
blah.
not they're
We
not
were just talking
perfect.
about that with Nate.
What?
Well, hair picks, like shit
Oh
like
yeah.
that. Different extras that you can buy.
Yeah, our friend pointed out that you can buy do rags in
Oh,
2K
T-Rex. Yeah,
in
isn't that
NBA 2K, which is pretty funny.
you know what I mean? Like, so like that's, but
They adapted.
they're selling. You know what I'm saying? Like, so like
Yeah,
you have to figure out a way.
you
That
have
porn,
people.
porn did it. Gaming did it. Music had to do it, but they always seem
Dude,
like the last ones.
and I think the problem because the indie labels seem to get it. Like they realize, like, dude, most indie labels I go on, every band's got a million t-shirts because they know merch makes a lot of money.
Yeah,
And
merch.
fucking a hot topic is just a glorified fucking
So
FYE at this point.
bands
And
figured it out. Bands
what
figured out how to make money when they were live, with merch, and then venues figured out how to take that from them. Like with
yeah,
we talked about that in the past. The merch.
yeah, exactly. And then and also too with the fucking indie labels, like they realize like vinyl's a big fucking thing right now. So they sell a shitload of vinyl, all this other shit. I think the bigger problem is the fucking like the major labels. They still just have because they're like embedded in that shit. You see a lot of these artists. I heard the fuck's his name? This is one rapper was talking about it because he gets a lot of shit because he'll like talk major shit about like the mainstream industry. And you see these like you see it the most with rap because it's the most popular thing right now. So there's like the most incentive to be like from a business standpoint, like, and I'm not shitting on the rappers and stuff. You know, they're just trying to make a fucking buck and write some music. But like from the manager business standpoint, there's more incentive for them to be like fucking scumbags and do shit to sort of, well, they're also just trying to make money, promote their artists, but they're being fibbers about it, they're being liars about it, where they're just trying to like, you know, they're trying to push them, get them on this shit, create this like fantasy about them, but in actuality some of the biggest rappers can barely fill like a medium-sized theater on their own. You know what I mean? They have to go on these all-star tours to even do like large theaters and shit like that. Where was I going with that point? I got a little sidetracked. Oh, I was the major labels and shit like that they're partaking in substantially more fuckery. You know what I mean? So I think that's the big problem. And I don't know why exactly it is, but they're just so hesitant to adapt. Cause like going back to your original point, it is like the artists do work very hard on all their albums. We all, as fans, we all know this. But like I'm coming from a standpoint of like it would have been smarter back in the day of Napster and shit. It would have been smarter to just lean into it because like what are you gonna fucking do, dude? It's like you had a fucking bucket and the entire bottom got ripped off and water's just flowing and you're just like, no, we're gonna use this bucket. We're gonna use this bucket. And you're just like, dude, get rid of the fucking bucket. We gotta get a boat or something like that. And it's just like, dude, just I know it's fucking annoying. You spent all this effort and now some dickhead is downloading it for free. I know it's fucking annoying, but that's the reality. It's like when they try to do like sex ed for teenagers and they're like, just don't do it. And you're like, yeah, that's the best thing to tell a teenager who's just going through puberty, who's all fucking riled up. Like, don't teach them how to do it safely. Just be like, just don't do it. You know what I mean? It's like, let's live in reality and then we can go from there.
Yeah, I think that's a fair assessment, because if you can't necessarily fight it, because I think that's the problem, is they weren't making people, and they weren't making an example of people necessarily. And plus, not to mention, when the people, I think that's a huge point, and that's something that we're going more towards, like this generation, and I think going forwards is like the masses really actually like having an actual effect finally. Like people all like this person, so that person gets that job. You know what I mean? Like a lot of times, like if like it's almost like we get to kind of vote on everything
Mm.
nowadays. That is kind of a cool thing, but it does get annoying after a while. Like that the people had spoken. Napster was the or downloading music, MP3s, like shit like that. Like that's the way we're going. So right there, not saying like, okay, stop making CDs because you still have other people that you have to cater to,
Yeah.
but start trying to figure out like how to grow with that shit.
Well, and
Like,
that's what they
it's the
did
same idea, and
because
I feel like that's what this YouTube shit is like them just saying like, no, and it's like, well, what? Like, come on, like, yes,
Yeah.
yeah, like I'm just playing it. I'm not like selling it. I'm not selling anything else. I'm not monetizing. Like, why wouldn't it be allowed if there isn't, except for like it doesn't make any sense because it's like this is what people want. Like,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm not just saying like in the sense that like that's what you want to do.
Mm-hmm.
It's what people would like to like other people. It's a lane. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Like, it's not there. There's a reason they made a rule about it. It's because so many people wanted to do it. So why is there still that? It's almost like the DEA thing with or the government with like marijuana, where they're like, yeah, you can sell it and everything, but like we'll raid you every once in a while and steal all your shit. Like it's almost
Yeah.
like this like weird thing, but like I don't see the benefit in them like just shutting you down out of this, except for the fact that
Yeah.
they're just not growing with like they don't understand the funding.
Yeah, it's this like weird, it's this weird hesitancy to just adapt to the times.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's like going back to something you said, you made me think of this where it's like you said you're like the people have spoken. So just accept the reality. And that's what a lot of companies did. They accept the reality and they made fucking like Pandora and Spotify and shit
I
like
pay
that.
for Spotify, by the way.
Because that's the thing. Here's the thing. You tell me, like you give me two options. You tell me like you can get a bunch of music for free or very little money. Those are the two options. The free option, you download a program and then you have to download each album individually. And there's a chance that one of those albums will be a fucking virus and all, but you'll get a lot of the shit you want. And sometimes it won't be the right thing. And, or you just give someone fucking $10 a month and you have the very similar thing, no viruses, and it's fucking streamlined.
Right.
And you're like, everyone's like, okay, yeah, just a bunch of people like me who don't want to fucking like. I remember like back in the day, I remember like it's still popular, but like for me and my friends like that, you ever hear of Pirate Bay?
Yeah, yeah.
Pirate Bay was really popular, but like I was just the type of guy that like learning how to use torrents and stuff was fucking annoying as shit. So now, like, I remember I would try to figure out how to torrent like Photoshop or whatever when I was younger. Well, now they fucking adjusted and you can essentially rent Photoshop for $20 a month.
Really? Holy shit! I didn't know that.
Oh yeah, dude, it's fucking wild.
That was always my biggest thing. Was like, damn, that's a lot of money. I tried the same thing. I tried to do that, or like even like anything, like because no matter what, you're like, what is this work with? And like,
Yeah.
and like that's the thing is like I think other companies where they're like, yeah, we can figure out how to stop this. You know what I mean? Like or adapt.
The smart companies are the ones, and I think that's the indie labels. So hopefully they stay around and the big ones fucking die. But like the smart companies get what the fuck's going on, and yes, like you just said, like we've been saying this whole time, they figure out how to adapt to it. And I think just stop blocking my fucking videos.
YouTube could learn a thing or two from this episode. Maybe if you block it, maybe whatever algorithm you have watching it, maybe could report back to the overlords at YouTube. Let them know we mean you no harm. We just like music and we like talking.
We come in peace.
We come in peace. We are not weird, evil people, really. Like really.
Like a little bit. Anyway, all right, let's take a quick break and hop into the last topic. All right, and we are back. Andy and Pat had a bunch of talking today. Again, if you're watching on YouTube, hit the description. You can listen to the full episode on iTunes. But I want to talk about last topic for the day. Pat, I went to a concert.
Oh yes, you did.
What's the last concert you went to?
last concert I went to, damn. I think it was Refused in the Hives. Might have been.
Where was that at?
That was at the Electric Factory or the Franklin Music Hall, as it's
Mm-hmm.
I believe now. That was I don't think I don't know why, but that was the first one that came to mind. But I might have been to another one since then. But yeah, that was one of the last most recent ones. Yeah. What
Nice.
about you?
Oh, me? Just organically asking me that question? I had the pleasure of going to the Gray Day tour, headlined by the Suicide Boys and Ski Mask the Slump God. But the Suicide Boys were the main headliner.
Right.
And I gotta be honest, and you know what?
That's a hip hop act,
It was
right?
a heavy hip hop act, but here's the reason I went to the show is, and this is so I'll give the quick version up top. I was not. I like rap a lot, but I got to be honest. The live rap experience, I was not completely into it, but I do got to say, because I like I said, I believe Suicide Boys, and I don't even like the music was pretty good. I'm like for a lot of these groups, the music's all pretty fucking good, but I'm more talking about the live experience. But I do have to give Suicide Boys props. They are like this was a very sort of like SoundCloud rap meets like whatever the hard new shit is rap show. And to bring bands like Knock Loose and Code Orange on tour with them, pretty fucking cool. As whatever I fucking feel about the Suicide Boys music, pretty fucking cool to bring Knock Loose and Code Orange on tour with you.
It is interesting, yeah, because I've seen actually a couple different hip hop acts and whatnot wearing like hardcore shirts. You know what I mean? You wear like
I've been seeing a lot of rap.
shirts.
Sorry.
But no, same idea. Like rappers or something like that wearing like metal shirts or
Yeah.
like metal themes or anything like that. And you're like, you kind of it's frustrating because it's like, come on, like I know it's cool as shit, but like it the rule is the rule. Like if you're wearing the shirt, you gotta name 3 songs. You know what I mean? Like
I think they might though, dude, because a lot of these
this is proof of that. Yeah.
well, a lot of these dudes, like especially with rappers, they try to have this like tough exterior because that's kind of like a rule in rap. No matter, you see it a lot of times too with like in every aspect of rap, like even Childish Gambino, he even has moments where he's like he's like the most like, I just want to lay in a bed with Jen Aoki and fucking talk about this. And I want to make my whole album a performance art piece and blah, blah, blah. But he still has moments where he's trying to like come off a little hard and say a little rap shit here and there. So there's always this thing about rap to have like a bit of a hard exterior. But at the end of the day, a lot of these dudes are fucking nerds when it comes to music. They're music nerds. So like I would be, like when I saw Lil Uzi Vert was walking around in like a Marilyn Manson shirt, I wholeheartedly believe Lil Uzi Vert likes Marilyn Manson.
Yeah. That's what, like, this is just now confirmation of that. Like it makes me want, because look, man, both you and I are children of rap rock. We are both fans.
Yeah.
Grew up with it. We love it. It is something that we embrace, and it's not new or alien to us. So like to see it melding to now where like to rappers are going on tour with like a band like Knock Loose. Where it's like the contrast isn't going, like I do like that. And I also like mixing of the crowds.
Well,
there's going to be some people that you wouldn't necessarily see, but also like it is such a niche crowd, like people like us that would be like, oh yeah, I like that rapper.
Yeah.
That band, or I like this music and I like this music, so I'm gonna go to this show.
Yeah.
You end up having a fucking blast because you're like, holy shit, this works. Holy
shit.
It's like pineapple pizza. Some people go, what the fuck?
Yeah. You know what I mean? Well, no, this is all more interesting. I had pineapple pizza. I didn't love it, but also the people hating on it, it turned into a meme. You're being a lot. It's not. Yeah. But it's not like I was not impressed.
Yeah.
But it's nowhere near as bad as people say it is. Anyway.
Fruit on pizza. Who gives
Yeah,
a fuck?
it's also fucking sweet goes with salty like that. Like it's just a
Wow, how'd you figure that one out? You know what I
yeah,
mean?
it's just a rule of nature. Here's the thing: pineapple pizza looks weird,
Yeah,
but it's not. It's not. It's nowhere near as bad as everyone says. Is it
you're
as
not
good as?
interested.
Anyway,
Yeah,
we got sidetracked. No,
we're digressing.
but but I digress. No, there's a lot of scenarios like when Public Enemy went on tour with fucking Anthrax. You could
Yeah.
you could look at that and go like, I could see a good chunk of that crowd both liking it, or
Yeah.
but even more so. I'm trying to think. I got to imagine like the Beastie Boys went on tour with a rock act at one point, and
Yeah.
most rock fans are gonna like the Beastie Boys. But this, like, do you know what the Suicide Boys sound like?
Not really, no.
It's very airy, and I don't say this in a bad way, like stoner rap, where it's got that like you
So
could you hear it for a second and you're like, oh yes, this is for children. Children love this shit.
So this doesn't. So it doesn't have like that's what I'm saying is like so the Anthrax and Public Enemy thing. They had a song together. If
Yeah.
you like Beastie Boys used to be a punk band and they still play instruments.
Yeah.
And stuff like that. You know
And
what I
there
mean?
was like a
there's
through
connection.
line. There was sort of a through line where if you liked Beastie Boys, you were gonna, or if you liked whatever rock band they were with, you also like Beastie Boys. They're not the exact same sounding musically, but like they just sit like if Beastie Boys went on tour at Red Hot Chili Peppers, all of their fans are gonna like the other band.
Because they like popular music. Like there's a thing where like they like good musicianship. But
Yeah.
like, one thing is like all those bands like they had similar elements. So knowing that they're stoner rock or stoner hip hop or whatever.
Like they're SoundCloud rap in the best way possible.
But don't have like so they don't like they're not like sampling Knocked Loose songs or anything like that.
No. So I
You know what
guess
Like, so
yeah.
this is, like really this is the true like mixing for lack of a better word
Yes.
of the genres as opposed to it being like we're going on tour with the band we did the album with or
Yeah. I'm trying to
like,
think of a good example. It's like if Thrice Now went on tour with old Thrice.
yeah yeah exactly
And you're
It-
like, I like this, but I don't know if I like that.
yeah you're like I it's one of those things where you're like I don't know if these necessarily go together but I like them both you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it's the same idea of like if you try pineapple pizza and you're like I like pizza I like pineapple but I
Yeah.
don't like these things together but it's also
Yeah.
like but like that's the thing is like Knock Loose gets done you're like cool now that you know what I mean like it's a reset it's not like they're not trying to force it it doesn't feel like a
Yeah.
music festival it feels like a thought out actual like variety show
Yeah.
but
But
that's what it is in this case
yeah.
everything something for everybody
Yeah. But yeah, and because of that sort of polar opposite of sounds, it gave me a lot of respect for the Suicide Boys. Now, so who started? I will say I was bummed out. JPEG Mafia was not there. He's kind of like a very odd rapper where I don't always like his shit, but I really, from an artistic standpoint, I appreciate because he puts his all in every song. I may not always like it, but I respect it. And his shit's always this is gonna sound pretentious and cringy, but his shit's always thought provoking, musically or lyrically. So I was a little bummed to see JPEG Mafia wasn't there. Code Orange, I got to give them major props. I'm whatever about them, especially they've sort of lightened up their sound in past records. They're old, like this is gonna sound like the cliched thing, but their old shit is way better.
yeah
And I gotta be honest, they fucking hit live.
okay
They
nice.
fucking hit live. And
You
then
know, you cut out when you said that
what?
the name of the band
Code Orange.
Code Orange okay.
Yeah, they
all I heard was orange
they were very, very, very good live. And let me talk because Knock Loose is the main thing I want to talk about. So let me talk about that last. And yeah, watching these rappers live, it was very interesting. I got to give props to the Suicide Boys because they rapped basically like their whole song. You know what I mean? They did all the lyrics. I got to give it to there's this dude Snot. That was his name. He rapped his whole song except where like he was jumping in the crowd a lot and there's just, you know, you jump in the crowd, you're not going to fucking hit the lyrics the whole time. But it was the most interesting one. Maxo Cream did this where like so Have you watched a lot of like rappers live, like any like live footage of rappers?
Yeah, yeah. Like I
They
mean, like at, like again, like festival shit or like
Yeah. And a lot of rappers now will just I once again I'm not the most well versed in like hip hop and shit. I do like it a lot, but I may be getting like the timeline wrong. But I from when I noticed it, I feel like this first started happen big and started become sort of like just accepted as a normal thing when like Tyler the Creator first came out because he was of that age where you could go from just posting your shit on Tumblr one week and then in a couple months you're just fucking huge doing these giant concerts because you get enough people like blowing up your shit and then and then now you can do giant theaters and shit like that. But so what would happen a lot of times with these guys is they would be still new. They weren't like fucking Outcast back in the day where they went through fucking rap boot camp for a year before they ever did a fucking show, where Outcast would literally be running down their manager would drive a car, they would jog behind the car and he'd be playing their music and he would have them rap while they were jogging around and shit.
that's good.
And so a lot
I
of
like
these
that.
yeah, dude, that's fucking crazy. That makes you respect Andre 3000 and fucking Big Boy so much more.
Hell yeah, dude.
Yeah, but like a lot of these rappers, they go through the shit where they blow up before they sort of have the chops, and they're not, and you can't blame them completely, but it is from just a live standpoint. It like I call it like it's like if the artist was doing their own karaoke, and but not even karaoke, because karaoke there's no lyrics. These guys literally play the album track.
Really?
That in the yeah, and like going back to Tyler the Creator and when Odd Future
They just
blew
like
up.
sing over it, or do they just not sing? Their mic's not even on at all.
Well, dude, no, their mic's on, but like they essentially become their own hype man.
Yeah. Okay. So now, yeah, I know what you're talking about, and this is what I'm saying. It's like it's a lot of call and response, but it's like during like the verse.
But like he'll like
Like it's not the chorus. Like you can't just be like, I was at the like you can't like you gotta do it.
yeah,
"No,
it's
we paid you to. Can you please?
yeah, it was funny too because like so Maxo Cream was doing, and a lot of rappers do this where they rap most of the line and then their DJ finishes it. And even when I was going to see Run the Jewels, they were doing that a lot where they would each line they would say about 90% of it. Like Killer Mike would say like 90% of the line, and then LP would say the last like word or two of it. And
Yeah.
but like that's all, but that's also just like fucking Run DMC or Beastie Boys shit.
Yeah.
That's
Performing.
a lot of rappers. You fucking it just adds an accent. You say like the last fucking line. And
It's a
Max O'Cream was kind of doing. He would say the first half, then his DJ would finish the second half. But Ski Mask the Slump God was probably the most interesting because like it was like it was almost like he was doing a DJ set that happened to just be playing his music and he was the hype man for the songs. It was very interesting. But you know
Yeah,
what the most you know what the most interesting part though
Huh.
is like dude, the crowd couldn't give a fuck.
Really?
Losing cuz it's like, and I'm not trying to shit on them. I'm not trying to shit on them. They
Oh,
paid.
I thought you meant like they were like arms crossed, like backs to them, like
Oh
like
no, 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 no.
okay,
No,
they didn't give a fuck that it
absolute
was
ab
yeah.
like I'm standing there kind of like just watching him intrigued, like this is interesting. Why is he doing it this way?
Basically doing a drag show.
And then, but no, dude, his fans absolutely love it. And I'm just, there's part of me that's like the snobby musician and music fan who's just like, you're not rapping the whole song. But then there's the other part where it's like, you were saying in the first, the middle part of this episode, you're like, the people say this is what they want, and you're watching these kids fucking lose their goddamn mind, and you're like, it's not for me, but I guess this is what they fucking want, man.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah. It's like it's if they're cool with it, like why wouldn't you do that? But then I think in that case, then you better perform your fucking ass off, dude. Like you better
Oh yeah,
dude, you better be jumping into the crowd. You know what I mean, like stage dive,
and
like
I'll
shit
give
like
him.
that. Like you got to be known for something else because otherwise, dude, legitimately, like I know we sound old. We sound I think a lot older than we are a lot of times when we say how old we are, but like like there was a time when I was a child where Milli Vanilli was a band that lost their fucking livelihood. They were a laughing stock.
Yeah. Oh,
And
that's such a
and it's
good
only
fucking point.
in my lifetime it went to Ashley Simpson where she got like she's all right now. Like people are okay. They don't nobody gives a fuck about that anymore. That the whole lip syncing thing on the SNL where the track fucked up.
She's not
And now-
popular anymore though.
but she's still famous. She's still fucking way rich, dude. She's still crazy famous, and for the same
Is
reason.
she famous though?
Yeah. Well, like I'm pretty sure she was on a like a HBO show that I watched recently. Like she's still around because I was like, oh, is that Ashley Simpson still around?
Is she? And I'm not saying this to be rude, but there's really no way to dance around it. But is she famous for people like her, or is she famous because people just like know that name?
I think she has fans, dude. I'm telling you.
All right.
People,
All right,
did
I'll
not-
take your
like,
word
this did
for it.
not affect them. Like in our lifetime, it went from Milli Vanilli becoming like bullied to suicide
Such a
to
good
Ashley
point, dude.
Simpson, who is so famous still, and for literally like not really doing anything. Do you know what I mean? Like recording it in the track for the exact thing you're talking about.
Yeah.
To now, where you were just at the show this weekend, where this guy's up there, just going like, "What about this song? Am I right? I did this." And then everybody's like, "Yeah, you did, and we paid for this."
Dude, and that's
They're
another. So that was the
excited about it.
dude, I almost forgot when you said pay. I almost forgot to fucking talk about that. That was the other part that had another like crazy level to it. So
Yeah.
like,
People
bro,
paid to see you perform these songs live.
yeah,
Not
but no,
performing the songs live. You're just playing them.
but
And
yo,
you're here too.
let's talk about. Speaking of pay, let's talk about the money spent. Because it was at this where the fuck was it? Freedom Mortgage Pavilion,
Ooh, sounds cool.
which is just
Sounds dirty.
capitalistic dystopian name of a goddamn place. Freedom
Yeah.
Mortgage Pavilion. Like, don't get me wrong, I can get on board with some capitalism, but that name, god damn it, that fucking
Yeah,
oof.
that is
Oof.
bureaucracy to a T.
Oh my crap! No, not bureaucracy, just crony capitalism run wild. That's what that is. Because you get here's the thing: it's fun in there. There's lots of beer. There's cool
Yeah.
clothes to buy. There's lots of snacks. But yo, you better be ready to spread those cheeks if you want those snacks. Because dude, I had some delicious beers. My buddy bought me some great fucking pizza.
Who's your buddy?
It was First Pat.
Oh, First Pat.
Pat
Oh,
number
changed his name.
hard. You know what's really funny, by the way, of you joking about that is he literally did the same thing. He's like, "Oh, so you found a new Pat to talk about hardcore with? Oh, like you're both. You should really bond over your
We started
hatred
our
of
own
each other."
podcast. We started our own podcast. Actually, it's called the Fuck Andy. We like hardcore too.
It's called Drag the Andy.
Yeah, drag Andy. We
Just
make
shit
fun
on
of
me.
you.
Like, what do you hate about Andy?
Actually, I will be in contact about starting that podcast.
His people will talk. My people will talk to his people. So
Oh,
we
yeah.
get there.
He
What?
got you something? Did he get you like nachos or something? Would you? Because
Well, I'll get
I'd
to
buy you
that.
whatever you want.
I'll get. Yeah. Oh, all right, I'm listening. Here,
I
I'll get
can't
to that.
stop.
I'll get to that. So we show up, and now we may have been able to find cheaper parking, because we saw a spot that seemed cheaper, but I was also thinking that was like, going back to talking about going to the city, you know how you'll see a sign where it'll be like $12 parking, and then you get closer and it's like, if you get here between 4:30 and 4:31 a.m.
Early bird special. You're like,
early
"Fuck
bird
you,
special.
dude."
And then it's like, actually, that's $30 a minute. But no,
Oh, you wanted to park inside? Oh no, that's $80.
we were just gonna suggest a place to park. That's $12. We suggest someone.
Yeah, there's some spots over there.
But
Yeah, I would. For me, it's convenience. I don't give a shit. I'll be like, all right, you got me. I don't give. All right,
yeah.
you got me. Oh no, $24.
So we show up. We park $40. $40 to park. And
How far again are you from the venue?
it's probably like a 3-block walk.
For $40. God.
Yeah. Oh, and it was not packed, the parking lot at all. You know what I mean? Like, it wasn't like nuts to butts parking. You know what the funny part was though? So we got there we got there. Doors were at like 6. We probably got there at like 5:15, and we're like, Knock Loose isn't going on till at least like 7 or something like that. Because that was the band we we both really wanted to see. My buddy Pat also wanted to see Suicide Boys because he was a fan of them.
Oh, I did. The other one.
Yeah, not
I
you.
thought you were talking. Sorry, that's
Not
my
you.
bad.
Not you. Definitely not you. And no, so we saw as we're like standing around because we were gonna. It was funny. We were gonna like crush beers in the parking lot, but he didn't stop and he didn't see a place on the way. I stopped before I got home, and then literally the one time they weren't taking credit card and I didn't have cash on me. So we ended up going to this bar. Bro, at the bar, I had like 3 beers at the bar. He had like 2 Jack and Cokes, and then we both ended with a shot. It was like $29.
Damn.
Yeah. Shout out this fucking bar in
bar.
where the fuck we were in Hoboken. Shout out to this Rutgers bar in Hoboken.
Yeah, hell yeah.
So we go to the venue. Oh, by the way, tickets were $25, $50 a piece after the convenience fees.
Oh my god.
Yeah, dude. And then we walk in. Dude, this is the funniest part.
$10 less than the ticket to park.
Yeah.
Car,
So
you should have just paid more $10 more, brought your car to the show.
Yeah. So already, not even in the venue, I'm already $90 deep.
Ah, god damn.
So we go in. So I also pull out I'm like, all right, I'm gonna have fun with my buddy Pat. I'm gonna have fun with Pat number 1. And that feels real. Stop. So, but no, for real though, I'm like, I'm gonna have fun with my buddy Pat, and I'm like, whatever. I'll take out $100. We'll fucking party. Go in. I go to buy a beer, and they're like, we don't take cash. I'm like, what the? Okay, what the fuck? You're taking all my money, and you don't take cash,
dude. That is the time when I become the most Fox News Republican. I go, this is America. This is legal tender, ma'am.
I got cold hard cash. You tell your
money.
You tell whatever fucking commie that runs this goddamn gulag.
How much do you need? Huh? Guess what? I bet you'd like it if it was a tip.
So, and I go, whatever. I was like, whatever. Okay. So I hand her my credit card. I got like a Coors Light pounder. Cause that's the other thing, by the way. They only sell those like 24-ounce cans at these venues. Yeah. I get the 24-ounce can, whatever the fuck it's called, pounder or whatever. Probably not pounder because that would be 16 ounces, I'm guessing.
I think they call it like tall boy.
Tall boy, that's right. Yeah, they're called tall boy. I get that. And then my buddy gets like some sort of IPA. Guess how much I spent?
Okay, I'm really gonna try to figure this out because I go to a lot of hockey games.
Yeah, I got a Miller Lite, I think, and my buddy got some IPA.
All right. And I'm gonna say $36.
Yeah.
Holy shit. Did I get that?
Wait. No, you know what? That time we paid 32, but one time we both got IPAs and it was $36.
It's crazy that like I tried to pick a number because I've paid like those pounders, those big or those tall boy things, like it's like it is like 20, I think it's like 32 ounces. Is it 32 or 24?
I think they're 24.
It's a 24-ounce can, and it's they keep them ice cold. They're fucking awesome. I love those cans. I usually also buy or bring my own big koozie to put on it too.
Well, and they're great. They're good. Don't get me wrong. They're great for concerts because, like, you're
$17, dude.
You're sitting on that for a while, dude. But it's so goddamn funny. It's so goddamn funny because it's like, I'll get if I don't want a whole 6-pack, I'll get those at the beer distributor a lot. And you're like, I know this shit is.
This is $1.
This is like $2.
Yeah, yeah.
And they're literally charging me like 13.5 for it. That's the other part. There was something about it.
5 million%. It's like insanity.
There was something about it being $13.50 that I was like, fuck you.
Yeah, $13.
Right.
Oh yeah, the $15. Yeah, or the 50 cents because wait, do they take cash?
No, no one there took cash, but you had this option to like give them cash for a fucking in the stadium credit card. It made no goddamn sense.
This is them not being able to adapt
Yeah. And
to
then
people being back to real life again.
bro, and then you'd buy the beer or whatever the fuck, and it would say like, do you want to give 10, 15, or 20% tip? And bro, I hit no tip so quick my finger fucking broke.
Yeah, fuck this shit, dude.
It's like, fuck you. I hope you're getting paid, good concert, bitch.
Yeah.
Pardon
Yeah.
my language.
Every
They
time
were
I
all
go-
very nice ladies. I actually learned why. You ever get a beer and they have to crack it for you? You can't crack it yourself?
Yeah, I didn't know that happened outside of Jersey too.
Yeah, no, it happens everywhere. They do that because it could be like a weapon or a projectile.
Yeah, I get it, but literally that's all you're doing, and you want me to tip you? I
Yeah.
said I want a fucking Labatt and I want a Molson, and they go, that'll be $17, and then they get the bucket and they go, huh? And it's like,
No.
no, dude. I pointed. I could have reached it if I could just grab it myself. I would do that. I'll open it here in front of you. I don't give a fuck. Like, we've gone into it with the service fees. We were talking about that, about ticket prices, and shit,
Yeah.
the convenience, and then also the service fee. The service is the convenience. You
Yeah.
fuck. Like that's what we're talking about. Is you expect me to tip? Well, which one do you want to do? It's like, are you fucking kidding me, dude? You have offered me no service. You
Yeah.
offered me something legitimately I've taught many toddlers to do. Go on in there and get me a beer. You know what I mean? Like
Some would
they go
say
to
too
there-
many toddlers.
Yeah, too many beers too. You know what I mean? But like if you're it's crazy that like if there's no kind of person, but you know I do also respect the vendors at like a sporting event, because sometimes they will actually have a little bit of personality or customer service. But for the most
Yeah.
part, that one, there you go. Is a price like that's crazy. That you're gonna charge that much and then go like, can I get a little extra? Like,
Yeah.
I have nothing left.
Oh, and also let's do another fun one. We were before we left, in the middle of one of the bands that we were just kind of, or one of the rappers we were about, we went to go get food. And my buddy got 2 slices for him, 2 slices for me. We each got a pepperoni slice and a plain slice. How much do you think that was?
Oh man. This is gonna be really fucking frustrating. I'm gonna say that was probably damn near 28 bucks.
No.
More?
More.
What the fuck?
$38.
For 4 slices of pizza.
$38. Which the funniest part, we were shitting on New York for being overcrowded and expensive. I could go right now and get 4 slices for $18.
I don't even less than that even, I would assume. Like dude,
Oh yeah, no, 12. I'm doing the math wrong. Yeah, I could get 4
12 slices.
slices. I could get 4 slices for about $12 to $15 in New
the
York.
best pizza you've ever had.
Yeah. Oh wait,
This
what?
$38 pizza, was it the best pizza you've ever had?
It was good.
Was it like, would you have been like, oh, I would have bought a whole, like I would pay, what would the rest be? So if that's 4, usually 3 is like no, 4 is half.
It tasted like a good
You pay $74 for a whole pizza of that?
No. It
That's what I'm
tasted
saying, like,
it tasted like a good frozen pizza.
yeah.
Like you ever like go to like a college or a high school football game and they have pizza that like someone's stay-at-home mom made, and you're like, it's pretty good pizza. It's not
It's
like
really
fucking, it's not like
not
the
bad.
fucking the shop down the street, but it's pretty good pizza. Like that's how it tasted.
Dude,
But
that's rough.
yeah, and I don't know what the solution is. I don't know what we're supposed to do. But just unless it's like
Go.
what?
Eat before you go.
Yeah, for real. Fucking sneak the candy in or something.
Like put some liquor in your ass or something like that.
Yo, for real. Boof it. Don't do that. That's super
Well-
easy to die from. Right?
Do it anyway. So
Mhm.
no, I don't think so. It's perfectly safe. You can anybody can do it.
Super safe. Legally, let's venture on the side
No,
of
legally, it's super safe, and like we both totally sign up for anyone doing it.
legally.
Except
Don't
for don't actually do it.
Don't be boofing. Oh, and so to end out this long
Okay.
tirade, the one part, don't get me wrong, it was a very fun night. It was just an expensive night.
Yeah.
Because I don't want Pat number one to hear this and be like, you have fun.
I can show you a good time, and don't worry, I'll flip the bill. Seems like this guy you're hanging out with is like, oh, Andy, wanna go Dutch? I would flip the bill for you.
Nah, he was actually he made me uncomfortable. He was paying too much, too
Oh,
often.
really? Well,
Yeah.
it would make me very uncomfortable if he was like, "Hey, you want some pizza? Like a couple slices of pizza or something like that." I'd be like, "Yeah, sure." And he's like, "Oh, no, don't worry, my treat." I'd go like, "Cool." But if I found out it was $38, I'd be like, "Dude, I don't know how I can thank you."
He already had bought the pizza and then just handed me some.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and I was also kind of hammered, so I was like, I'm not passing up free pizza. I'm sorry, it was so expensive. But so the last thing I wanted to talk about was the main event for me was goddamn Knocked Loose. I gotta give them fucking credit. And now I gotta be honest, like, and this isn't taken away from the performance, but me being pretty drunk and Knocked Loose being one of my favorite bands did a lot of heavy lifting. I will not like, but they are but at the same time, that sounds like I'm undercutting them. At the same time, they are fucking good live, dude. And I just had such a positive experience because I don't know about you, and I'm actually very curious what you are like in a pit context, but I'm not opposed to going in the pit, but I'm not a big pit guy. I'm not, because I didn't grow up listening to hardcore music, so I wasn't always the most comfortable doing the, picking up the pennies, fighting
Right.
invisible ninjas, doing that shit. I'm not always the most comfortable, so I never got into the hardcore dancing unless it sort of just started like coming out of me. If I just was at a band I really fucking liked. Like I remember the one time I saw Gallows, the second they started playing, I felt it. The second they started playing, I felt it, and I just started going in. And that's what happened with fucking Knocked Loose. Like they started playing, and we were on the lawn area, and I was just in this one spot, just like fucking doing my own thing alone to them fucking playing, singing along. And then I get a tap on my shoulder, Pat, and he points over, and we see over yonder a pit has formed. So I'm like, all right, we're doing that. And dude, you would have thought I was like the guy in fucking concert videos that you're like, he might be a problem.
Yeah.
Because it just like came over me. It took me right back to fucking high school and some shit. And I was going fucking wild and just having it, dude. I got like I used to like make fun of like hardcore dancers all the time. And there is definitely like, we were joking around about like crowd killers. They're definitely the worst. Like if you just go into the pit trying to fucking intentionally hit people, but like that you're a fucking dickhead. But if you're going into that shit like I was, just like I'm like, dude, there's this fucking thing where the music's hitting right. There's this sort of like agreed upon rule of the pit where we're all just gonna be fucking, as long as we don't maim each other. And if you because I accidentally hit one or two people, I accidentally like knocked this girl over. I immediately stopped what I was doing, picked her up, went back to being a fucking animal. You know what I mean?
Did you pick her up and go, "Hey, knocked loose," right? Am I right?
I did.
Huh?
I did. I had to actually fight her off from trying to make love to me. She loved the joke so much.
Get off of me, you loose broad.
Got her, dumb bitch. But yeah, dude, it's just like, so there's that sort of like, there's this like, it's like a beautiful thing because there's this whole controlled chaos element of it where you're like, we can go fucking crazy as long as we agree to be fucking safe about it. And dude, I'm telling you, I turned into a goddamn animal in there. And it was, dude, like, obviously all my problems haven't gone away, but I swear to God, dude, I went in with I came out of that with a little less weight on my shoulders. Yeah. It was a fucking magical experience, dude.
Yeah, it sounds very meditative. I feel like there is a most of my life I was always mouth of the pit kind of person, and I would jump in for a couple songs or something like that. For the most part, I like to hang out and kind of monitor.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Also, that was usually the
you're the pit cop walking around the edge writing tickets.
Well, it was more of a matter of convenience because a lot of times it was like there was circle pits.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of punk shows. There's just circle pits. So there's a nice cross breeze, and also there's not just some sweaty motherfucker standing right in front of you. The only thing that pissed me off is when somebody would jam their elbows in my back and try to like the overly scared people behind you. Like that's my only
Yeah.
real pet peeve is the people that are like, it's like, look, dude, look at the size of me. I'm not going anywhere.
Well, here's the
You're not-
reality.
You're
Here's
not gonna push me into you. You're not gonna push me in there. Enough.
Well,
You
I
know what I
guess
mean?
also too, like back in the day, I could understand being a little bit more hesitant of this. But dude, especially now, most people are, I feel, in most concert settings, aren't going to fucking kill each other like that.
No,
So
not at all.
like, I feel like there's definitely a thing of like, just calm down. I feel like most of the time it's gonna be that thing where people are gonna go crazy, but if you're actually in trouble,
Yeah. Yeah. It's the rule. What I learned and what I was taught my whole my at least starting out for any time I was going to a show was if you see somebody get fall down, just like help them up. Like
yeah,
nobody's here to like hurt somebody. Even at the hardcore shows and shit like that, you're doing that crazy shit, but it's like you said, it's like an organized chaos. Like
yeah,
yeah, you it's like again, it's almost even like in the same vein of like a BDSM kind of thing, like a real mild BDSM, like how weed and mushrooms share the same family of like hallucinogens. Like
yeah,
it's not the same as exact same, but it's this thing where like it's a therapeutic kind of experience. So actually one of my last pits when I kind of realized I might be a little too old for him, maybe definitely too out of shape for him at that time,
yeah.
one of the last Warp Tours I went to, and it was your boys in Gallows when they started playing "Nervous Breakdown." That's one of my favorite songs that they do. Is a cover of the Black Flag song. And they started
Yeah, that's a
playing
really good
live,
cover they do.
and I love that song. So I got in the pit. I was like, I got it. I had that kind of feeling. I got to go. It almost felt like obligatory at the time because I was like, I have to because I love this, and well, when am I going to see these guys again? I don't know. Blah blah blah. So
Dude,
I got in.
wait. On that point, not to cut you off, but on that point, that's like a where you said it's obligatory. That is a thing where, like, because like I said, like if on a scale of pit to not pit is like 97, 98%.
Yeah.
Like I'm mostly like stand, watch the band, have a good time. But like it's like you said, it's fucking obligatory. Like when the moment happens, you're like, oh, I don't have a choice. Like I need to go
I
do
have to
this.
go. It pulls you in.
And
So like
also,
that,
yeah, dude. And also on the topic of like I'm out of shape for this, I had these weird moments where like I remember it was amazing, but there was a tiny part of me that got bummed out because do you know their song Counting Worms?
no, not
It's
knock
the
loose.
Arf Arf song.
Uh-uh.
Okay. It's like their it's just got a really iconic intro and stuff. So it's like their biggest song to a degree. It is, but it isn't because it's like a minute and a half long. So like, but it just fucking rips. And I remember they always end their sets with that song, and that song came on. And because my MO throughout the whole set was like, go fucking crazy. Oh fuck, I'm out of breath. Let me
Yeah.
fucking catch my breath. Oh, I caught my breath, go back in. And like me being still a little out of shape, like I've been going to the gym and I'm starting to lift a little heavy, but like still out of shape. It was like a bummer at the very end because when I wanted to like while out for the end of Counting Worms, like I physically couldn't because I was
Yeah.
so fucking exhausted.
Well, that's the same feeling. Like, so this was Warp Tour. It was outdoors, Florida. Like it was rough. So I made like one or two laps, and then I got like I think I like ran into the back of somebody. It did something where like it didn't knock the wind out of me, but it just knocked me a little loose.
Mhm.
And it kind of like was like I was just like, oh man. I just kind of felt like ugh.
Yeah.
I just felt like I was like, I have to sit down. And I was like, damn, like that's it. I think, and that was kind of it, like for a while. Like we didn't stop going to shows, but I just was like, it's not like it was after that, it was by feeling only.
Yeah.
So we went to see Refused. Like that was one of those things where like, yeah, I'm gonna be in the pit the whole fucking time. It's not about my feel. Like they take me over. Like it's one of those things where also at that time too, I think I was healthier at that point. I was at my I think worst or fattest. maybe
Dude,
at
I got into the
2000,
pit. I got into
uh,
the pit at Refused.
Gallows. Yeah, Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's you can't control. It's Refused did it. No Effects did it. Like those are like my all time favorites. You know, a lot of
Yeah.
times like Every Time I Die was another one where like it's not a matter of unless I'm on like the second floor or the balcony or something like that, where like the when I went to see Refused with the Hives, it was like I had to like fight the urge to dive off the second balcony
Hmm.
into the crowd because I'm like, how are you guys not like rioting right now? This shit is fucking crazy. Like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Like and they were a guitarist short. Like, you know what I mean? Like I can't imagine if the full sound had taken
Wow.
over my body. You know what I mean? Like it's a weird like
Yeah.
now it's almost like I don't go in there. It's like just to expel that energy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like so it's not that I don't do it anymore, but like I knew my limits. I'm not the guy that's in there to show up or anything like that. I'm just the guy to scream the lyrics while I'm like screaming with other people.
Well, that's why you should go in it.
Like,
I hate that dude who's like I said, the crowd killer or the let me show
yeah,
you my cool ass moves or
yeah,
I got my I feel like there's always these dudes at shows who have their checklist of things I need to do and I need to crowd surf this many times and blah 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 and this and that. You're like, nah, dude, it's like music's so much about just feeling and emotion. And it's like, dude, just go off that.
yeah.
Whatever it fucking feels like in the moment. You were saying about, by the way, getting hit in the chest and that made you want to do the pitch shit a lot less. Um, Something that made me less into trying to push up front is crowd surfing
Yeah.
because I would always try to get up front. And bro, I can't tell you how many goddamn Converse or Vans I've got to the back of the fucking dome.
Yeah.
It's so fucking
Crowd surfing,
annoying.
or even like crowd surfing or stage diving. Either one is like I get it. You know, to me, just even the fear of the anxiety I felt with like the singer put the mic to my mouth. I don't know the fucking lyrics to your songs. Like I know the guitar parts. You know what I mean? Like I know the part where the right before the breakdown he goes ding. Like that's what I know. I
Yeah,
don't know what
yeah.
the fuck you're saying. So if you go, I'm gonna go. Ah. Like don't give me the microphone because I'm just gonna embarrass both of us. What are we
That's
doing?
so funny. Um
There's a lot of my limitations I've realized in my older age where like I used to think the one time I tried to stage dive was at the Dead Kennedys and it was everybody but Jello Biafra and it was essentially like we were talking about earlier of
Dead Kennedys without Jello?
it was essentially just them. It was Brandon Cruz doing Dead Kennedys karaoke.
Yeah.
Like, essentially, that's what it was. But they were playing Holiday in Cambodia. They were closing with it, and he was like, "Everybody, get up on stage! Come on, I want this!" You know, blah blah blah. So I was like, "This is my moment. This is the time. Like, and I was such a fat little doughy punk bitch. So like, I tried to get over the barrier. Couldn't get my fat ass. I was like straddling it when he stops the song because somebody stole his dog tag off his neck, which is punk as fuck. You know what I mean? Like, all right, we're all having a good time here, but who took my necklace? You know, like, and I was
Who
just,
took my tags from the military?
I
You
was
know, the punkest organization.
it was the like the most like relief I ever felt, and then like because I was like, good, I don't have to like I maybe nobody was watching me. Maybe it was just, but I was so embarrassed because I couldn't get on the stage. I was like, thank God, because I was like,
You're like
yeah,
you're a fat kid trying to get out of the pool in the deep end.
I'm like straddling the barricade, like, all right, who's got it? Come on,
You're like, oh, I'm still on the barricade because I'm checking over here, Brandon. Don't worry.
I'm looking over here. Brandon's over here.
Dude, my favorite version of that. We got to wrap up soon. We've been going for 9 hours. No, and
My voice is drying out.
yeah, and I need food in my tummy. My favorite version of that with a bunch of kids getting on stage. The Dropkick Murphys I know would end their sets with a thing where they'd be like, everyone get the fuck on stage.
Yeah.
I forget what song they were playing, but I was watching the Dropkick Murphys at Warped Tour in high school, and they got to the like limit, and kids were still trying to get on stage. So like the Dropkick Murphys would have this like stage hand. I don't know if he was a tech
Almost
or
like the Boss Tones kind of guy, like the dancing guy? Like did they
No,
have a
no, no,
dancing guy?
no. He was like this fucking thick security type guy, and
Huh.
he would wear this like giant sun hat, and kids would just. It got to a point where there's like, all right, enough people on stage. So there's this dude at the end of like full grown man, just jack dude. At the end of at the edge of the stage, just pushing kids off. Just be like, nope, we got too many, kiddo.
Sorry,
Get the
all
fuck
filled
out of
up.
here.
Can't sit here.
Hey. All right, we fucking did it. This was
You
great.
guys rule. Thanks so much for watching. Don't forget to hit the click the subscribe button and
Click
tell your
some-
friends about Drag the Lake.
Click
Hey,
some fucking buttons.
just a couple of cis white males trying to make it in this world.
We love you all. Be about it. Peace.